Hello, my name is Alice Scary, and today I am cutting my own hair, and I'm cutting it from a length just around the middle or lower part of my back to shoulder length or almost chin length. Stay tuned. So I really enjoy my hair at this super long length that I have right now. I really have been enjoying it, but it's just too hard to maintain. It's a lot of work and I have to detangle it. You know, I travel a lot. I'm really outdoorsy. I go hiking, I go camping a lot, and it's just a hassle. So my hair grows really fast. This is about 3 years of growth from almost completely shaved. So yeah, my hair grows about 1/4 to 1/2 inch per month. So yes, it is kind of a big leap for me to cut this much off all at once, but maybe not as much as it is for some people. Now, the other thing that I'll say is that I have a ton of hair. This is actually my hair with an undershave and a side shave. So I have an asymmetrical side shave, and then I also have an undercut on the back of my head, which I do because I just really hate little short wispy hairs that grow, and I do have a very slight undershave on the other side around my ears. So I mostly do the undershave myself, not all of the time. Sometimes I'll get like a little bit of help with it or whatever, but mostly I do it myself, and I just use these 2 mirrors that I have set up. So mostly I use these 2 mirrors that I have set up to just go really slow and careful, and then a lot of times my roommate will check over my work, and if I missed any areas, a lot of times I'll miss like a couple of little areas that are, you know, just a couple of stray hairs that are a little too long and didn't get shaved off, and my roommate will usually touch those up for me or just point them out, and then I'll go fix them. But for the most part, I do it myself, and it might not always be perfect, but I don't really care. I like the freedom of being able to do it myself. Which brings me to my next point. How did I get started cutting my own hair? So I guess it all starts with my mother was actually a cosmetologist, and she didn't do that for a profession. She actually went to school to get her cosmetology license and then decided not to go into it professionally, but she did it just so that she could have a better understanding of like how to do her own hair and makeup and not have to pay for it. And so I grew up with her cutting my hair for me, and it was just this very normal thing. Now that said, my mother's a lot older than me, so we often got into disagreements about how to do my hair. She's very traditional, and she used to be quite awful to me when I was a child, saying, you know, I had a very gothy sense of fashion. She used to say very disparaging things like, why would you want to look like that? You know, you look like a dead person. You're so beautiful naturally. Why don't you just tone it down a little? You know, she just had such a very conservative sense of fashion. So when I was around 16 or so, I was so tired of having long hair. You know, everyone kind of fixated on my long blonde hair, and my hair was lighter then, so it was more of a true blonde, and you know, I was like this little blonde hair, blue-eyed princess, and I was sick of it, and I knew if my mom, you know, if I told her what I wanted to do, she would just non-stop criticism. So I grabbed the scissors and I cut it all off myself, and I cut it to right about an inch and a half short all over my head, and I didn't really know what I was doing yet, so I just cut it off as choppy as I could and threw some hair gel in it. And she was, you know, when she saw it, she was just like, what the fuck did you do? But it was already done, so she couldn't do anything about it. And of course, from there, you know, I got some trimmers and started just buzzing it. And I guess eventually it started to grow out here and there, and I would experiment with it. I would cut a fringe or whatever else, and I started to experiment with different styles. Now, I never went through the training that she did, but I did grow up watching her cut her own hair in the mirror like I do now in this, you know, back-to-back mirror kind of thing, or, you know, seeing her cut my hair. So I had some ideas of what to do, you know, how to get it even, how to check it for evenness, and the kind of scissors to use, of course, and also how to layer and things like that. Now, I know there's a lot of different ways to layer, but I developed this kind of weird, lazy way to layer where I just, after I get my hair basically as even as I want it to be, I will hold it away from my head, and then I will cut it while it's at an angle, and that way when it falls it doesn't have this blunt cut look, but it has this like soft tapered look to the ends. And I've cut my own hair all by myself now for, I would say, let's see, so I'm 32 now, and I started that first time when I was 16. Since then, I have only had my hair cut professionally maybe 5 times. So when I'll get my hair cut professionally is when there's like a style that's more complicated that I want to do, or if I mess something up and need a little help with it, things like that. But for the most part, my experience has been when I let other people cut my hair, they butcher it. And then I end up feeling resentful that I paid all this money for someone to screw up my hair. I'm like, if I wanted to screw up my hair, I could have done that at home myself. So that's the truth of the matter there. I have often let friends help me with undershaves and more complicated shave patterns, girlfriends and boyfriends and play friends and roommates and stuff like that. But when I do that, I'm the one directing it. Like I tell them what to do, and just have them help it out. And I've also had the great privilege of cutting other people's hair, and I'd like to think I'm better at that than I am at cutting my own hair. Cutting my own hair, it's hard to get it exactly right because I have this like 2-mirror system that I use for the back, and I have to triple, quadruple check it, everything like that. And when it's someone else's hair, it's all right there, so I'm not going to say that I'm going to do as great of a job as like a real stylist ever could, but I definitely have never gotten any complaints. Feel like I've done a pretty bang up job. I've cut some curly hair before, and that is a real challenge because the curls make it so you can't see how even you get it. But in the end, my friend thought I did a fantastic job, so that was a great honor. And I feel like cutting my own hair is just this freeing experience. Now, I do have some privilege with it because my hair grows back so fast, and because I love short hairstyles. If I screw something up, I can just shave my head and start over again, and it's not a big deal to me. If you're someone who, like, your hair is this huge source of vanity, having long hair is a huge source of vanity, then yeah, you're probably not going to have the confidence to cut your own hair. But, with those boundaries of knowing that it grows back, and knowing that it grows back so quickly, and knowing that I love having short hair, it's not a huge risk for me to do it myself. And I save a ton of money and a ton of time and a ton of hassle not having to get to know a hairstylist everywhere I go to cut my hair. And it's a lot of fun for me, it makes me feel accomplished, and it makes me feel like I'm taking control of my own body and my own appearance. It's like an autonomy issue, I feel like this is my hair and this is my style, and I did it myself, and no one can take that away from me. I find it to be very empowering, if you can't tell, very freeing. I definitely have a lot of experience dyeing my own hair too, and I'm going to be releasing a video of that next. I actually did 2 different dye types before I found exactly what I wanted, so we're going to have 2 hair dyeing videos coming up. One of them is going to be for Arctic Fox's Sunset Orange, and the other one is a box hair dye. I think it was a Feria, maybe 94 auburn color, but you'll see it when it pops up on my channel, so subscribe to it, check it out. I'm going to give you a little hint of what the red hair looks like. I've been sneaking that into my last couple videos, so if you've been watching my videos, you will have seen the glorious red I ended up with. But I didn't want to make this video too long and drawn out, so I really enjoy cutting my own hair. I find it relaxing. I find it freeing. And I feel like I'm usually pretty happy with the results. So usually I will cut my hair a little bit damp. I usually won't wash it, but I'll spritz it down with water. and I'll try not to have it too like much of a ponytail dent. I have a little one here in this video, but I'll try to make sure that I've let it hang straight for a few days instead of putting it up in a ponytail, so that it's not as hard to get right. I love seeing all the funny faces I make in the mirror while I'm like trying to get my glasses up on my nose. Fun fact, I had a photographer when I was younger. He has taken 125,000 photos of me during my career. He's one of my favorite photographers of all time. But that said, he's got a funny sense of humor, and he loves to catch me when I'm scrunching my glasses up onto my nose with that weird little face. He says he loves it. He loves my little bunny rabbit face. And so whenever I do that during a shoot, he takes like 30 burst photos of it. So every time I open a new folder of pictures from him, it's just like a million awkward photos of me bunching up my fucking nose. I found it a little annoying, but it's also kind of funny. He says he thinks it's cute, but I think it's kind of weird looking. So the way that I do this mirror system, okay, is I have this mirror in the back, and then the mirror in the front is a medicine cabinet mirror. So you swing it out ever so slightly so it's at an angle, and that way I can see the back of my head in the back mirror while I'm going. And wherever I live, I like to set up a couple mirrors like that so that I can always check like the back of my hair and see what's going on. It's also pretty good for like checking out your butt, stuff like that. So highly recommend it for anyone who cares a lot about their appearance to have that 2 mirrors set up like that. Definitely helps out quite a bit. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to be doing more like this for this channel. I'm going to try to alternate between my more adult-oriented videos and these videos, which I'll call my mainstream or my vanilla videos, and try to alternate between the two of them. And I would love to have you stick around if that's the kind of thing that you're wanting to see. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I will add the hair dye clip in the end here once it's released. So if you can't find that video, you can come back here and you can check the description, and you can check the end of the video, and you can click through the link. But if you're subscribed, it should also pop up as an alert whenever I put up a new video. You can check off that little notification bell too, so that you get notifications to your phone, and you could maybe even be the first commenter on one of my videos. So what do you think? Did you like seeing this? Did you like watching me cut my own hair? Did you find it interesting? Were you scared for me the entire time? Do you like how it turned out? You think I did a bad job? Be honest. But go ahead and leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought. Tell me if I should do more of these videos, less of these videos. Anything you want to say. Just, of course, be respectful, but be honest. Let's hear it.